Hi to all, welcome to Hypes channel. You are watching health, environment, food safety, fire safety and sustainability solutions. Today we are discussed very interesting topic, that is guidelines for fire and emergency drill and evacuation procedure for commercial building like malls, hotels and department stores. So for this we will discuss for what is that introduction for that. In case of fire in commercial building or malls or hotels or departmental stores, safe evacuation of its occupants may present serious problems unless a plan for orderly and systematic evacuation is prepared in advance and all occupants are well drilled in the operation of such plan. These guidelines are intended to assist them in the task. So from the history of the fire emergencies and casualties, thereby it is established that the lack of knowledge of what to do when fire breaks out has been that case of more loss of life and property than the actual damage caused by the fire itself. In view of this past experience and facts, this note is prepared for general understanding of the purpose of fire exit drill and principles to be followed while formulating fire exit drill procedure for different types of establishment and occupants. So coming to smoke. Smoke is the nothing but airborne solid and liquid particulate in gases released during a fire. Smoke is the greatest single factor in increasing losses which occur in fire. By completely obstructing visibility within the area of where fire occurs, it creates panic amongst the occupants, leading to stampede, resulting injuries or death. Moreover, it's highly injurious to human being. For it above mentioned properties, a great hurdle is created for the evacuation process, as well as due to smoke, firefighters' job is also made more difficult. So this is called the smoke scenario. And coming to heat, this is nothing but the heat is the combustion product, the form of energy which is the mostly responsible for the spread of the fire in the building by way its a transmission process. It is also seriously injures or kills the occupants or the firefighting personnel. Heat therefore is a great handicap to firefighters and also has adverse effect on the evacuation process. Coming to flame, the burning of the material in the presence of the normal oxygen concentration is accompanied by the heat of fire reaction. The flames can be non-luminous luminosity, cold flame, it non-luminous or luminous. Non-luminous flame is arise where the air supply is plenty, whereas luminous flame arise when the air supply is limited. Flames have complex structure of several zones, some of which may luminous and other luminous. Luminosity is due to presence of solid matters. In the cases cited above, this consists of minute carbon particles. The luminosity is increased by raising the temperature of the flame. Flames consist of large masses of reacting gases which are extremely hot. Most of the heat is carried away by the hot products of combustion moving away from the flame itself, but some heat is lost by radiation from the flame. In luminous flame, the presence of the carbon particles increases the radiation from the flames very considerably. When flames are produced, they Spread fire and heat through the contact of flames with surrounding matter. Spread fire and heat through radiation from the flames. Handicapped evacuation process and firefighting operation through intense radiation of heat. So how we the exercise of the fire mock drill, we can discover tabletop exercise. In tabletop exercise should be conducted before conducting actual mock drill to facilitate group analysis of an emergency situation in a formal stress-free environment. The tabletop exercise is designed for examination of operation plans, problem identification and in-depth problem solving. And also the tabletop mock drill exercise is essentially a group brainstorming session centered on a scenario, narrative and problem statements or messages that are presented to the members of the group. And also coming to alarms, any person discovering fire, heat or smoke shall be immediately report such condition to the fire brigade unless he has personal knowledge that such a report has been made. No person shall make or issue or post or maintain any regulation or order, written or verbal, that would be require any person to take any unnecessary delaying action prior to reporting such condition to the fire brigade. Coming to drills, fire and emergency drills shall be conducted in accordance with the fire safety plan at least once every 3 months for existing building during the first 2 years. Thereafter, fire and emergency drill shall be conducted at least once in every 6 months as per National Building Code norms. And all occupants of the building shall participate in the fire and emergency drill. However, occupants of the building other than building service employees are not required to leave the floor or use the exits during the drill. A written record of such drill shall be kept on the premises for a 3 years period and shall be readily available for fire brigade inspection. And coming to fire routine details. What is the routine details of the fire? Fire routine details. A fire routine as a general rule should be based on the sequence of events is given the details. Alarm operation, type or singular 2 stages, audible or otherwise, total or partial notification to the central point. And power, stopping the central AC, isolating power supplies. And call the fire brigade, precise instructions, watchmen's or receptionist instructions. Evacuation, 2-stage instructions, closing of doors and windows, search of toilets, responsible persons for carrying out the patients by various rescue methods, and assembly away from premises under cover, mutual arrangements with nearby premises. And roll call, registers responsible persons, reports to fire brigade officers about any missing employees, inmates. Attacking the fire, circumstances will dictate whether firefighting operation should be attempted. And also we can testing of installation and equipment. During the fire drill, the real performance of all available firefighting installation and equipment and via hose reel or wetterizer, downcomer, aired hydrant system, fire extinguishers, emergency lighting, automatic detection and alarm system, sprinkler system, smoke management system, fire doors, water tanks, fire pumps. So all have to be tested and deficiency if any shall be recorded in the fire and emergency drill checklist. It is a responsibility of the building management to rectify the deficiency immediately to ensure the fire and life safety. So what are the demonstrations for this in fire mock drill? It may be ensured to conduct demonstration at periodic intervals so that all inmates are familiarized with the usage and working of fire extinguishers, hose reel, wet riser, fire alarm system, manual and automatic, and sprinkler system. And also we can be highlight the signs and plans. What is the signatures and what is the administrative signs and plans? Signs at lift landings. A sign shall be posted and maintained in a conspicuous places on every floor at or near the lift landing in accordance with the requirements, indicating that in case of fire, occupants shall use the stairs unless instructed otherwise. The sign shall contain a diagram showing the location of the stairways, except that such diagram may be omitted provided the sign of containing such diagram are posted in the conspicuous places on the respective floor. A sign shall be read in case of fire, use stairs unless instructed otherwise. The lettering shall be at least 12.5 mm black letters in red and white background. Such lettering shall be properly spaced to provide good legibility. The sign shall be at least 250 mm and into 300 mm. Whether the diagram is also incorporated in it, and 62.5 mm into 250 mm. Where the diagram is omitted, in the latter case the diagram sign shall be at least 200 mm into 300 mm. The sign shall be located directly above a call button and squarely attached to the wall or partition. The top of the sign shall not be above 2 m floor from the floor level. So coming to the floor numbering signs. A sign shall be posted and maintained within each stair enclosed on every floor, indicating the number of the floor in accordance with the requirements given below. The numerical shall be of bold type and at least 75 mm high. The numerals background shall be contrasting colors. The sign shall be securely attached to the stair side of the door. So next topic, stair and elevator identification signs. Each stairways and each elevator shall be identified by an alphabetical letter. A sign indicating the letter of identification shall be posted and maintained at each elevator landing and on the side of the stairways door from the which egress is to be made in accordance with the requirements given as per norms. The lettering on the sign shall be at least 75 mm high, of bold type and of contrasting color from the background. Such signs shall be securely attached. And stair re-entry signs. A sign shall be posted and maintained on each floor within each stairway and on the occupancy side of the stairway where required, indicating whether re-entry is provided into the building and the floor where such re-entry is provided in accordance within the requirements given below. The lettering and numericals of the signs shall be at least 12.5 mm high of the bold type. The lettering and background shall be contrasting colors and the sign shall be securely attached approximately 1.5 meter above the floor level. The fire command station shall be provided with floor plan of the building and other pertinent information related to the service equipment of the building. So preparation of the fire safety plan. So coming to the fire safety preparation plan, it is essential to prepare fire safety plan according to class C8 Annexure E of part of 4 of National Building Code of India 2005, duly incorporating the following important components, that is fire safety director, deputy fire safety director, fire wardens, deputy fire wardens, building evacuation supervisor and fire party, occupants instructions, ERT team, fire command stations and signs. The fire safety plan format and duties is are the coming to the applicable parts is approved fire safety plan shall be distributed to all occupants of the building by the building management when the fire safety plan has been approved by the fire authority. The applicable parts of the approved fire safety plan shall then be distributed by the occupiers to all their employees and by building management to all their building employees. Where the owner of the building is also occupant of the building, he shall be responsible for the observance of these rules and the fire safety plan in the same manner as an occupant. And the event there are changes from the condition existing at the time of the fire safety plan for the building was approved, and the changes are such so as to require amending the fire safety plan within 30 days after such changes. An amended fire safety plan shall be submitted to the fire brigade for approval. Coming to fire command station. A fire command station shall be established in the lobby of the building on the entrance floor. Such command station shall be adequately illuminated. Communication and fire alarm. A means of communication and fire alarm for use during fire emergencies shall be provided and maintained by the owner or person in charge of the building. It is advisable to procure battery operated portable loudspeakers to assist in crowd control during the evacuations. That is called the communication part of the fire alarm. And occupants instructions. The applicable parts of the approved fire safety plan shall be distributed all tenants of the building by the building management whether the fire safety plan has been approved by the fire department. The applicable parts of the approved fire safety plan shall be then distributed by the tenants to their employees and by the building management to all their building employees. All occupants of the building shall participate and cooperate in carrying out the provisions of the fire safety plan. Fire prevention and fire protection program. A plan for the periodic formal inspection of each floor area including exit facilities, fire extinguisher and housekeeping shall be developed. A copy of such plan be submitted. Provisions shall be made for the monthly testing of communication and alarm systems. Building information form. We can include that building information form, that is a building address, pin code, owner of the person in charge of the building, name and address and telephone number, fire safety director and deputy fire safety director name and telephone number, and certificate of occupancy, location, where posted and duplicate attached, and what is the building height and area, class of construction, and all this building information and number and type and location of the fire station and fire stairs and fire towers, and number of type and location of horizontal exits and other areas of refuges, and number of the type and location operation of the elevators and escalators, interior fire alarms or alarms to central locations, central stations, communication system and walkie-talkies and telephones, standpipe systems, size and location of risers, gravity or pressure tank and fire pumps, and location of Siemens connections and name of the employee with certificate of qualification and number of certificate, and we can check for that sprinkler system name, and we can take the data for sprinkler system, name of the employee with certificate of fitness and certificate of number, primary and secondary water supply and fire pump and areas are protected, special extinguishing system if any are components and operation, and average number of persons normally occupants in the building daytime and nighttime, and average number of handicapped people in building location daytime and nighttime, number of persons normally visiting the building daytime and nighttime, service equipment such as electrical power, primary, auxiliary, lighting, normal, emergency type and location, heating type, fuel, location, heating unit, and What is the service component? It comes to for the ventilation with fixed windows and emergency means of exhausting heat and smoke, and air conditioning system. Brief description of the system including ducts and floors serviced, and refuse stores and disposal, firefighting equipments and appliances other than standpipe and sprinkler system, and other pertinent building equipments. All alterations and repair operations, if any, and other protective and preventive measures necessary to safeguard such operations with attention to torch operations, storage and use of flammable liquids, solids, and other gases, special occupancies in the building and the proper protection and the maintenance thereof, places of public assembly, studios, and theatrical occupants. And coming to representative floor plan, it's a very important. A floor plan representative of the majority of the floor designs of the entire building shall be at the command post in the main lobby under the authority of the fire safety director. One copy of representative floor plan shall be submitted to the fire department with the fire safety plan and the personal fire instruction card. All the occupants of the building shall be given the personal fire instruction card giving the details, the floor plan and exit routes along with the instruction to be followed in the event of the fire. A typical personal fire instruction card shall be is the personal fire instruction seal, name of the organization, address of the organization, what is the name and designation and floor number and date, and you can given the fire warden signature, and all and also fire and emergency instruction notices coming to at conspicuous position in all parts of the building. Printed notices should be exhibited stating in concise terms the essential of the action to be taken upon the discovering a fire and on heating the fire alarm. The fire instructions notices should be in brief, clear, prominent, legible, and appealing. A model of fire instructions notice is as follows. For your own safety, you should be know 2 push button fire alarm boxes are provided per floor. You should read the operating instruction, and you should read the operating instruction on the body of the fire extinguisher provided on your floor and the nearest exit from your table and your assembly point at your check with your fire and deputy fire warden or ERT member. And coming to for your own protection, you should be report to your floor and floor fire warden, ERT number or deputy fire warden things. If any exit doors or route is obstructed by loose material, goods or boxes, if any staircases, doors or lift lobby door does not close automatically or does not close completely, if you identify if any push button fire alarm point or fire extinguisher is obstructed or damaged or apparently out of the order, or if you discover a fire, break the glass or the nearest push button fire alarm and push the button. Attack the fire with extinguishers provided on your floor. Take guidance from your wardens. Evacuate if your warden asks you to do so. If you hear evacuation instruction, leave the floor immediately by the south north staircases. Report to your warden or ERT at your predetermined assembly point outside the building. Don't try to use the lift. Do not go to the cloakroom. Do not run to or shout. Do not panic and do not stop to collect the personal belongings, and keep the lift lobby and staircase doors shut. And your assembly points, go with ERT checklist and check with your fire and deputy warden. And it's coming to you can evaluating the fire and emergency drill plans. You can evaluating fire and emergency drill plans. The ultimate evaluation of the fire and emergency drill is that emergency plans has 2 factors: performance of the staff in a fire incident in the building, competency of the staff in case of real scenario happens, how they will be reacting in fire incident in the building, and how the people will be panic and what is the mistakes happen in this scenario. So what is the effectiveness of the behavior in accordance with the fire and emergency drills in fire emergency plan. The successful evacuation of the inmates to reach a place of safety within the floor, protected staircase, protected lift lobby, a refuge area or assembly point outside the building within the reasonable time, 2.5 minutes as per NBC norms, before the spread of smoke and before the fire and before the spread of heat is the essence of the evaluating the fire and emergency drill. Fire safety education and practice of evacuation procedure by the employees, inmates will determine the success of a fire and emergency drill in the building. So there are all the entire fire evacuation mock drill in case any real scenario happens. So guys, please understand, read and follow guidelines for fire and emergency drill and evacuation procedure for commercial building and malls and hotel departments and stores. This is a very important and very informative topic. Let us understand, implement in your workplace area, in your building area, in your hometown area, in your apartment area. For this, to control fire in case real scenario happens, how you behave as a occupant, as a builder, as a ERT member. Okay, thank you, thanks a lot.